everyone, it's Becky. I just have a project to share with you guys. I've just done a home decor piece for myself. I did use a tin and some other stuff from Laurie which is More Art from the Heart, from her Artfire store. And so I'll post a link to all of the products that I used down below. And then also I've used some stuff that she does have in her shop that I just had on hand. She's done one of these kits before, and I'll also post the link to her YouTube video where I kind of followed to do this for myself because I really love the tin that she did. So you can get the tin, and once in a while she also has some tin kits, so go check out her store, and you can usually like get the tin and I think maybe paper and a few little, pieces of things to put inside of it or on top of it. So here is the overview of the whole thing. Let me just back up my camera just a little bit. So, oh, here's the back. Oh, dang it. I've had the hardest time with those hinges staying on. I'll have to see if I can glue it back on. I can't use E6000 right now. But anyways, let me just kind of rotate it around again, hopefully. Okay, so like she explained in her video, actually let me just go to the back. In her video, which is the first thing that I did, is I did all my alcohol ink. No, wait, I used there by Ranger. You can get those aluminum sheets or metal sheets or whatever, and you can put it in your embosser, but I don't have any of that. I have that aluminum foil tape or whatever it is, and I ran it through my embosser. If you guys can see, there's all the little squares. That's from my Tim Holtz embosser. I forget the name of it, but Laurie does hers with gears, and I like that better, and I think she carries that in her store. So I'll post the link to it below. And then after I put all of the metal tape on there, I went in with my alcohol inks, and the alcohol inks that I used was Rust. I did use a little bit of the mushroom, but it was mostly like on the outside just to kind of make things darker here and there, like these little spots. And then I don't know if you can really see it, but like up in here, just here and there, just tiny pieces. I did use juniper, and that's what the green is, as well as pool. And then I also used copper and pitch black. So I just kind of like whatever felt right. I didn't really like do a pattern or anything. And then I also did it on the inside. The inside I used mostly rust and copper. And then I went in and I took this stuff here, and this is rusty paper, and you get this in the store, and this stuff is, I love it. You mix it with sand and it gives you this texture like this right here. And then this stuff is this stuff, micro beads and copper, and I put them on there with some 3D gloss gel, and all of this stuff is in the store too. So I used this, and I put the beads on, and then I went over it with some sand and rusty paper, or I just went over it with the alcohol ink, or whatever I felt was right. And then right here where it looks like it's melted, I did the same thing Laurie did, but she has this ultra thick embossing enamel. She has this in her store, but it's colored already. So I think she's got black and silver and like a rust color or a copper color, and I'll put the links to that below. So what I did is I just took this stuff of mine, a little bit of it, and I took this little jar that I have, but it's probably like 10 times easier just to do it the other way. But see, inside I mixed some of this Tim Holtz glitter, and this is tarnished brass. I took some of that, and then I took some perfect pearls in perfect bronze, and I mixed it in there with the embossing enamel, and I put down all this stuff you can get in the store, except for I don't think she's got perfect pearls, but I'll double check. Emboss It Dabber, she's got this in the store, and I just dabbed it on there where I wanted it, and then I put this stuff, sprinkled it on, and then, you know, anywhere I didn't want it, I just took a brush and brushed it off, so you kind of get that melted effect. And then I have like more rust there, and there's that embossing stuff. And then over here on this side, there's some more of the beads. And then, you know, mixed in with some of that rusty paper and sand. And then I have this. This is a, I think it's 7 Gypsies. It's a drawer pull. And I just put some alcohol ink on it with a dabber. And I put a hole in the tin and put it through. And then I used Romance Novel Chapter 2, just some of the vintage paper from that, and put it inside, on the inside. And then I did do some alcohol ink in there, and then I also, with the embossing enamel, did it. And then this is a little butterfly from my stash. And then I also used this, actually both of these butterflies are from Craft Supplies U. But I cut out, if you guys can see the little antennas, they're actually on all the sides, so I just cut them off, and it made it look like a butterfly. And so I just put those in there. This is one of those Michael keys, and I E6000 everything in there. Then I have a chain that I dyed alcohol ink, and a little Tim Holtz charm. It says Beyond Measure. And then there's a little R. And this clock I actually altered. It used to be pink and white. So the outside I used rusty paper and sand. I used I believe I used this evergreen bow and the new one that's out. But it's a distress paint, and I forget what it's called. It kind of has a green color to it. Let me see. I think I have the ink pad here. I don't. But anyways, that's what it's a new color. So I used a little bit of this and a little bit of the other paint. It's the new one that's out. It's the greenish color one. And then on the inside, I took the clock face off, and this is a Tim Holtz clock face, the metal ones. And then I had to like drill a hole very carefully in the middle with my drill. I had to put it in a vise, and so I could get the hole a little bit bigger and put the clock hands through. And the clock used to work, but it doesn't. So I'm going to try and figure out how to take it out so I can replace the batteries. And then this little trike or scooter thing, that's from Laurie's store. And then these are just like little like typewriter looking brads that I've had for like ever and a day. I just put some alcohol ink on those. The scooter it came in a brown color, but I did use the rusty paper on it. And then I believe the rust and the copper and the juniper I used on it just to kind of make it look older. And I like how it turned out. You can see like all the sand on it. And then on the inside of this little charm, I actually tried to put alcohol ink around the outside because it's a silver charm. It's a Tim Holtz one. And it actually went under the bubble, but it's pretty cool that you can still see the letter. And then over here, I just have some Wild Orchid Craft flowers. And I took my Distress ink and my dabber or whatever, and I think I used Vintage Photo. Yep, I did. And just went over the edges with it just to kind of make them look more vintage. And then there's another one of those brads. That's a Prima light bulb thing. It says me, because that's a picture of me. And then this is a Tim Holtz doll, and these are Prima. It's got an eagle on it, but I glued it to the doll. It's got an eagle, so those are the wings to the eagle. And then I did like Laurie did, and she's got little jars like this in our store, and I just filled it with clock parts like she did. And I put alcohol ink on everything. I used mushroom a lot on her just to kind of make her more dirty looking, and I also used a little bit of rust. These are pictures of me and my husband, and I just used my vintage Distress ink on those. And then here is some gears and some clocks and stuff, and I believe I just used alcohol ink on them and just kind of dabbed it on there. And when it heated up, sometimes the alcohol ink will bubble a little bit, and so I just kind of let it dry like that. And then these little tiny brads are Tim Holtz brads, and they look like little screws. I put those in the middle. And then this is a Prima faucet. This doesn't go to this. There is faucets that I think, no, these are the light bulbs with the cord. But this is a light bulb, and I just put it there with the faucet, put alcohol ink on it, and glued it down. There's more embossing enamel. And then this is a Tim Holtz. I forget what these are called. They're not tokens, but anyways, there it says captures life moment, and then I just took some of my jewelry wire and kind of just twisted it around to kind of make it look grungy. Put some eyelets or jump rings through some little holes that I put in there. So that's pretty much it for it. And then on the back, these little hinges that I'm having a hard time keeping on, they are from Tim Holtz, and they're the littler ones. So anyways, that's my little tin, and I hope you guys like it, and I'll post pictures and stuff, and I'll post a link to the products below as well on my blog. And I hope you guys will head on over to her shop and take a look at all the great stuff that she has, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.